What is up, YouTube? It's Dakota back with another quarterly trading review. Today, going through Q2 of 2023, my performance of it, and unfortunately, this wasn't a profitable quarter. But the review, I really like the review though. It revealed a lot of things to me that I'm going to be testing out in this third quarter, in addition to an updated grading scale. But let's go ahead and get into it. I took 87 trades. I had 25 winners, 62 losses, a 14.89 R multiple positive, and a negative 8.65% loss. Win rate of 28.74. Now, important to note, month after month, believe I've had positive R's other than April. No, April was positive R too, but April was terrible. Yeah, I've had positive R's pretty much all this year, but been using the grading scale, so it's been altering my percentage gains. So good to know that if I keep my risk the same, still be positive, but didn't work out that way this quarter. I actually took probably like 3 FTMO challenges. Like as soon as I lost the 400K, I went back. I had some money set aside to just pour into challenges. So I went back like either to like 2 or 3, and I just bombed them completely. Because I was just over trading. It pretty much did it in April, and April was where most of these 87 trades came from. Now, getting into the equity curve, my peak was at 0. All right, so I didn't have any gain for this quarter at all. Low point was negative 19.05. Those are mainly for the challenges. This does include the challenge because I'm recording my entire performance over all my accounts in these quarterly reviews, just so I have a track record of how I'm actually performing on every single trade that I placed this year. And the end result was negative 8.65%. And here are my months at a glance. You can see April was just almost all red, only had 3 winning days. May, similar, but you can see that I was sparse with the trading in May. Still wasn't all the way there. Was able to bring out some profit in May, but June was similar thing as well. A lot of trades that I didn't necessarily need to take, not that I needed to take, but a lot of the trades in a lot of certain setups, which we'll see later, were just losing. And I was having negative weeks, 0% win rates, back-to-back weeks. So 0 wins back-to-back weeks. So going into this next month, I'm going to be taking out those specific setups and seeing if that alters my monthly performance. I'm probably going to get way less trades, but just want to eliminate some of that red so the green days stand out way more. Now, win-loss size, expectancy for win, 1.32%. Expectancy for losers, negative 0.67%. Some gain for winners, 33.06%, and some gain for losers was negative 41.71%. Now, for my average time for winners, hold time for winners and losses, most of my losses happen within 20 hours, and most of my large winners close within 40 hours. And I have the percentage in R multiple, and I actually put a link in the description to this entire sheet. So if you guys want to check it out, and if you guys notice anything that I can improve, which this one, there's going to be a ton of stuff that I can improve, but certain things that I could change within my system or change within how I'm approaching my trading would be greatly appreciated. The more ideas I have, the better I can, the more I can test, the better I can possibly become. Performance by day of week. Terrible performance in April is skewing the results. Worst trading day has been Tuesday this quarter. The best trading day has been Thursday. both are entry date based and percentage based. Wednesday is my outstanding performance day of the week, while Tuesday is the lowest performing day, R based. So you can see how this is flipped percentage wise. Tuesday is just tanking down. And then if we flip it to R, you can see, and also Wednesday is also negative in this case. But if we flip it to R, you see I have 4 positive R days and 1 negative R day. So that's an opportunity to, again, risk the same amount and be able to come out profitable, but really want to figure out this grading scale thing. So this entire year is pretty much dedicated to that. So if I take these losses because of the grading scale, so be it. But gotta learn the lessons from this and see if I can actually implement it into my trading system by experimenting with different things. Now, if this trend continues, I'm definitely going to be switching back to just risking the same amount on every trade and just go based on my R. But right now, we're in testing phase. Performance by hour of day, 7-hour time difference for EST. The best time to trade R multiple wise was between 1900 and 2200 EST. The worst time was 900 EST. Distribution, most of my trades were a little over 1R. I want this to be at 0.5, so I want most of the trades to be 0.5, negative 0.5 if they're losers. Obviously, I don't want most of my trades to be losers at negative 0.5, but for my system, I mostly take losers. That's the large majority of my trades. So if I'm going to have a large majority of those trades, I want them to be between 0 and negative 5. And I'd like that to happen going into next quarter or at the end of next quarter. It's kind of difficult, but I'll keep trying nonetheless. Because some trades do move pretty quickly past that 0.5 R, but we'll figure it out. Worst performing pair was AUD USD RY. The best was AUD JPY. Max adverse excursion, average drawdown for winners was 36%. Average updraw for losers was 15%. You can see you got some slippage over here for these trades. Largest win-loss for the quarter. We got 6.24% gain from our winning setup on AUD JPY, which was the last trade of the month, or really last trade of the quarter. My actual target was at this high here. I saw price had more potential to reach a high up here that's higher here. This was taken on the Fivers account, so target was reached. So I went ahead and closed the position. On my personal account, I am still holding this trade and looking for price and have ads on it, which once that position closes, I'll go ahead and review it in a weekly review. Then we have largest loser, which this was a inverse setup. Price just tanked down, just went straight to SL. Not much to show here. Now, once price activated here, I would have closed if I was on the chart. Was I on the chart? I should have closed if I was on the chart. Not sure if I was on the chart for this one or not. No, I wasn't, because that's at 6. So I wasn't on the chart. It was about 4 a.m. or so, 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. that it activated, but it should have closed there because price didn't give me the reaction that I wanted to see off of that limit order activation. Efficiency chart is not in here. We can go ahead and bring it up here. So this is the efficiency chart, kind of topped out at 66%. Yeah, topped out at 66%. Trade management, if I didn't manage my trades, I would be slightly better than where I am right now. We can go ahead and zoom in on this just so we have a better look of it. Worst was the best and worst setups. The channel news spike is my best setup still. Got a 5.69% out of that setup. And worst setup for this quarter was inverse, which got a negative 8.45%. And I was mostly trading that off the hourly time frame, which isn't doing so hot right now. Okay. What actions led to the most losses? Inverse and other trades taken during New York session. This cost me over 10%. Other is actually one of my setup names. Any trade that's taken outside of my set rules or outside of my trading plan that I have written down, I just label it as other. Right. So for those trades, they weren't the worst. I think it was like the third to worst, but they did cost me a lot of money. Both of those cost me over 10%. What actually led to the most profits? Channel news spike at daily levels taken between 1900 and 2200, and daily dip and dot setups. This gained me over 10%. What was the reason for the most of my mistakes? I would say most of my mistakes were made out of a desire to constantly want to be in the market. This led to rush trades and poor selection. I was trading primarily off of the hourly time frame instead of looking for weekly and daily biases. It wasn't until the last month of the quarter, which is super late, that I looked back at my top performing month in March that I realized I was trading differently. That was a very slow time to go without trying to, very long time to go without trying to notice my flaws or change what I was doing. Best months and weeks should be reviewed after low performing weeks so I can remind myself of what I need to be doing exactly to get the performance I'm looking for in my system. Now, next quarter planning, reviewing my goals from last quarter. I had 3 goals: only take week setups with weekly or daily biases, do not take trades on Mondays, minimize R loss. All right, so failed the first one. Didn't start doing weekly daily biases until really the third month where I started to focus on it. Now, I didn't trade on Mondays. I didn't manually enter on Mondays. All my Monday trades were limit activations. And 3, definitely I went way underwater. Instead of less than 18R, I got about negative 46R in total for my losses. So want to reduce that again. So my goals for next quarter: have a lower R loss than Q1, which is negative 18.82. So want to get my R loss below that. Utilize grading scale at 90% of trades on 90% of trades, and have a profitable quarter. All right, so very, very achievable goals, especially with getting rid of my inverse trades, which is the most traded setup that I have. Could definitely make this possible to do this, to do all 3. And then my projections for next quarter: Euro USD, looking for Euro USD to take out the highs, or the highs to be tested at 110.95, just for price to come back up to this red line here. GBP AUD, looking for price to scale back down to 1.8275. So last time price came up to this area, we got a major sell-off here. So I want to see that sell-off happen again. Price is kind of very bullish right now, so I want to see how it reacts off of this level. And if it does fail this level, I will be looking to sell down to this previous high. That is my weekly review. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next video.